Many people basically ask how was the first way I basically made money online. To be perfectly honest, the first way I done it was just basically through buying and selling stuff on eBay. You may be wondering why I picked eBay of all places. eBay, the advantages you have is basically people will buy just about anything you can imagine on eBay. Whatever you sell in general, there will probably be a niche for it. And basically a niche can be big, small, medium, it really depends. The one thing I'd recommend when you're picking a niche, check out eBay and Amazon and basically compare it to see if you can actually find people buying whatever you're selling. If you can find what people are already buying, you've already know there's a demand. The demand can be small, medium, large. But if you go into someone's who's already selling something, you see he's selling something, you can basically say, if he says so 10, 50, 100, whatever, you can see there's demand for it. So you can basically do the same and sell it back. But you have to always aim to make sure you can actually sell it at a price which is competitive. Competitive basically means a price that's cheap enough to get people to actually buy through. You can also do more at market selling. I knew about a guy who actually sold airplane parts in the UK and he actually made 100,000. Obviously it's not really a normal thing for someone to buy airplane parts, but there is still a demand, there's still a need for it. But you have to remember as well, if you were to do the same thing, you might be end up, say, for example, paying like 1,000 an airplane part, and you might have to say buy 100, so has 100,000, and unless you have that kind of money, you obviously can't do it, or you have to start very, very small. In general, I kind of aim myself to basically sell things which are cheaper so you can easier stock cost to handle. If you've got to say sell 4 things to make a profit, that may not sound much, but if you've only got a demand of say 1 a month, 1 a year, then it's obviously you're never going to break even. Break even, in case you don't know, is an accounting term. It basically means the stage before you make any profit. You can basically break even, say you might need to make say £100 to break even. It can be basically any amount in the world depending on the costs of your business or what you're doing in general. You just generally always aim to pick something which has got a high sell rate, so you can basically get it sold quite quickly. eBay has also got a varied selling rate. You can basically have a week it sounds terrible, then basically on Saturday it takes all off, you say make £200, $200 or whatever currency you're selling in. But you have to always make sure that you can actually handle whatever you're buying, the cost, the wait time to sell it. And you also have to make sure you've got storage. If you've obviously got a big house, you can obviously use storage. If you've got like a small 1-bedroom flat, then you might end up finding you can't actually keep the stock in your area, but you can quite easy, to be blunt, pay people to use actually their storage. Say for our sake, it costs you $85 a month for quite a big storage, and you can easily do that kind of stuff as well. It's not a hard thing to manage to do that kind of stuff. I know quite a few people have done it as well. You just pay for storage, and that basically covers the holding of your stock. You have to also include, if you're doing that, you have to include that, your selling price. You have to work out how many units do you have to sell to say cover your £85 holding costs. You also have to cover your postage cost, your buying cost, and if you're paying your taxes, that as well. You have to always make sure you make a profit in each thing. So you have to basically do a sum of how many you're going to sell, you hope to sell a month, divide it by basically the cost price, all that kind of stuff, and you work it out. Say for our sake, your total costs, let's just say per item, we'll say in total it will say £1.99. That means we've got to sell something that has to be £2 or more for us to make any profit. Obviously £2 is too low, but you get the idea. You have to cover that £1.99 before you make any profit. So say you sell for £3, that means in each thing you sell you make £3 and 1 pence profit. That can quite easily be manageable enough for you. But you also have to remember, you'll sometimes get people on eBay who will want you basically do faster delivery. You have to include, can you actually handle either the time consumption to do that? You may think, hey, but he'll come as soon as possible. A lot of actually delivery drivers, to be honest, work really, really hard, and they can come any time from 9 AM to 5 PM. So that means, let's say you want to go out with your friend at 3 PM. You can't. If the guy doesn't come by say 3, you can't go. You have to basically have someone in your house waiting for delivery all the time, because unfortunately you can't often do hey, will you agree to come at 2 p.m? In general, the person you're speaking to on a live chat or emails doesn't know. It's basically, it can actually become a quite a complicated delivery system. You have basically, say one person covers the whole of Glasgow, one person say covers one part of London. You basically have all these people going all over to actually get to you. They work really hard, but in fairness, they can't really guarantee time because you've got so many different drivers involved in the actual transport of your thing, so you can't really have a guaranteed time unless you've got some delivery firm that can do it. I've never really met any to do that, but if you can do it. You also have to make sure on eBay you're willing to answer questions. There's a lot of people on eBay who are, to be honest, in a lot of cases not very nice, but will ask you a wide range of very, very bizarre questions just to try and take the piss or fill in their day. I don't personally know or care that much, but you also get other people who actually are serious about answering questions like when will it come, things that actually matter. Because one of the ones I got a good result of a nice woman before, I basically answered her a range of different questions in one of the products I'm selling. And basically, if you work it out, I made £100 sales from her. So each email, I basically got £20 sale for 5 emails I sent in total to her. So it was worth me obviously emailing to her. But you have to always have internet access, either your phone to reply. You can quite easily manage eBay stuff on your phone if you want, or a laptop, a desktop, or another computer. It can be quite easy to do, but you have to remember, if you're wanting to do eBay, you have to have time available every day to do it. Because I mean, if you're using the post office, there's lots of people who use, you've got to also obviously be in either walking distance, or you can drive to it, or you can say get a train to the nearest place with one. You have to be able to basically get the deliveries in as fast as possible. eBay generally wants a delivery to come to someone within 1 week. That's not too bad, but if you're actually busy doing other things, you might only say you work 9 to 5 and the post office everywhere you live shuts at 5. You obviously can't do it. The only way you could do it, either one of your relatives or one of your friends or family would drop it off for you. But if you rely on other people, it can get complicated and give you problems. But if you basically got set up, you can go yourself. You don't really have any problems, or you can basically pay companies to deliver it for you as well. You can do it as well. I knew about a cheap firm, I can't remember its name anymore, but they basically provided like a cheaper version of basically post office transport, but you have to basically have so many deliveries for them to give you a cheaper price. You can do things like that as well, but you have to always remember, you've always got to be basically ready any time to basically post things, because you can basically take an order any time in the world. Which I always find quite intriguing. I don't know why, but I always seem to take actually sales quite often at late at night. I would actually all the time have basically people ordering stuff from me like 10 to 4 a.m. I always actually had a kind of suspicion, to be perfectly honest, when people were ordering quite high from me. Maybe they were slightly drunk, I don't honestly know, or maybe it's working night shift, I don't know, but you basically have to always be ready for deliveries coming any time. It can happen any time of day. You've got to basically say it's been dispatched after you post it on eBay, that kind of stuff. You can also, if you want, you would probably have to train him or her, because I don't know of many much who do it, but you could quite easily as well, if you wanted, get a VA to reply to all your eBay messages. That can be quite a good way to save you time as well, which is quite a good advantage. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thanks. Bye.